Dash lights glowing a ghostly green, faded coffee stains in a magazine from a summer we thought would never end. Before we learned how many ways a heart can bend, the engine's humming that low and growl while the wind starts up a lonesome howl. We're sitting in the gravel by the reservoir, wondering how we ever got this far. It's 2 a.m. in your old pickup truck, stuck between a memory and a little bit of luck. The radio's hissing through the static and the heat while the world's fast asleep on every city street. Just the smell of the vinyl and the diesel in the air, and the way the moonlight catches in your hair. Yeah, the clock might be ticking, but the gears are stuck at 2 a.m. in your old pickup truck. You've got your boots up on the cracked up leather, talking about the change in the autumn weather. But I know that look and I know that sigh, it's the same one you used when you said goodbye. We're tracing the maps of the lives we led, ignoring the things that should have been said. But the bench seat's wide and the night is deep, and some secrets are easier for the stars to keep. It's 2 a.m. in your old pickup truck, stuck between a memory and a little bit of luck. The radio's hissing through the static and the heat while the world's fast asleep on every city street. Just the smell of the vinyl and the diesel in the air, and the way the moonlight catches in your hair. Yeah, the clock might be ticking, but the gears are stuck at 2 a.m. in your old pickup truck. We could put it in drive and just head west, leave the ghosts and the shadows to take a rest. But the tank is low and the moon is high, and maybe tonight's just for saying goodbye. Goldenrod is waving from the shoulder of the road. The shadows in the garden have started to grow. There's a different kind of quiet in the buzzing of the bees, and a hint of something crimson in the maple trees. We were counting down the Sundays like they'd never hit the end. Just a couple of kids with the summer to spend. But the fireflies are fading and the air is getting thin, and I'm not ready for the leaning in. August ended way too soon this year, before the dust could settle or the smoke could clear. We were living in a fever in a long slow haze. Now I'm shivering in the shorter days. The screen door's clicking with a hollow sound, and the peaches are bruising on the cold hard ground. Yeah, the calendar turned and the light went blue, and August ended too soon for me and you. The lake is getting darker, the water's lost its bite. We're pulling out the sweaters for the middle of the night. The fairground's packing up, the neon's going dark, leaving nothing but the tire tracks across the park. I wanted just one more Saturday to hold before the green started turning into brittle gold. But the wind's got a secret, it's whispering now about the frost that's coming for the heavy bough. August ended way too soon this year, before the dust could settle or the smoke could clear. We were living in a fever in a long slow haze. Now I'm shivering in the shorter days. The screen door's clicking with a hollow sound, and the peaches are bruising on the cold hard ground. Yeah, the calendar turned and the light went blue, and August ended too soon for me and you. September's a scholar, October's a thief, but August was a lover, beautiful and brief. Now the porch light's coming on at 6 o'clock, and I'm standing here. Cursor's blinking like a steady pulse against a screen that's clinical and white, trying to find a truth that's not impulse in the hollowed out middle of the night. The radiator hums a low-key groan, while the moon is just a sliver in the sky. I'm sitting here profoundly on my own, with 1,000 hows and not a single. It's a blank page at 3 a.m., a hollow space where the ghosts begin to whisper all the lines I'll never write in the blue and lonely glow of the monitor light. I'm staring at the desert of the soul, trying to make a broken story whole. But the words are hiding just beyond the hem of this blank page at 3 a.m. I've got a cup of coffee turned to ice, and a mind that's running circles on the floor. I've drafted out the same confession twice, then deleted every word and added more. The city's silent, holding back its breath, waiting for the sun to break the spell. It's a quiet kind of cinematic death in this private little corner of my hell. It's a blank page at 3 a.m., a hollow space where the ghosts begin to whisper all the lines I'll never write in the blue and lonely glow of the monitor light. I'm staring at the desert of the soul, trying to make a broken story whole. But the words are hiding just beyond the hem of this blank page at 3 a.m. Maybe there's nothing left to say at all. Maybe the silence is the loudest part, watching the shadows stretch across the wall, mapping out the chambers of a tired heart. It's a blank page at 3 a.m., a hollow space where the ghosts begin to whisper all the lines I'll never write in the blue and lonely glow of the monitor light. I'm staring at the desert of the soul, trying to make a broken story whole. But the words are hiding just beyond the hem of this blank page at 3 a.m. The city's got a way of holding on to sound, like the echo of your footsteps on the rain-slick ground. I walk past the window where the light used to be. Now it's just a reflection of a ghost and me. The clouds are heavy with the things we didn't say, turning the afternoon into a bruised up grave. I should've known the seasons always have to turn, but I was busy watching how a slow bridge burns. Now it's raining on Cornelia Street again, washing out the ink where we might have been. A redux of the heart, a familiar refrain, falling with the rhythm of the cold New York rain. Every puddle is a picture of a time we were gold, before the story got tired and the coffee got cold. Yeah, it's a repeat performance, a familiar pain, just me in Cornelia Street in the rain. I remember the kitchen and the steam on the glass, how we thought that the shadows would eventually pass, but the brickwork is porous and it soaks up the regret of 1,000 little moments that I haven't lost yet. You left your umbrella leaning by the door. I don't think I am supposed to touch it anymore. The sky is a ceiling that's closing us out, leaving no room for hope, leaving no room for doubt. Now it's raining on Cornelia Street again, washing out the ink where we might have been. A redux of the heart, a familiar refrain, falling with the rhythm of the cold New York rain. Every puddle is a picture of a time we were gold, before the story got tired and the coffee got cold. Yeah, it's a repeat performance, a familiar pain, just me in Cornelia Street in the rain. They say you can't go home if the home was a person, especially when the weather starts to worsen. I'm just a tourist in a neighborhood of us, watching the headlights of a crosstown bus. I saw a jacket in a window that looked like yours, and for a second I forgot about the slammed up doors. I almost bought it, almost checked the size, before the memory of the ending hit me in the eyes. It's been 6 months of moving on and finding me, of acting like I'm finally happy and free. But then your name pops up in a thread with a friend, and I'm right back at the start of the spiral again. I hate that I still love you, I hate the way it feels like a ghost is at the table during all my meals. I've burned the photographs and I've changed my locks, but you're still living in a secret velvet box. It's a glitch in the system, it's a chemical flaw that I'm still reaching for a hand that you chose to withdraw. Yeah, my pride is screaming, but my heart is through. God, I hate that I still love you. You weren't even that good to me, let's be real. You had a way of making every little kindness feel like a debt I had to pay with interest and a smile, while you were halfway out the door for every single mile. I've made a list of every time you let me down, every broken promise, every night you spent in town. wrist, and all I see is your handwriting there, and the way the light used to catch in your hair. I hate that I still love you. I hate the way it feels like a ghost is at the table during all my meals. I've burned the photographs and I've changed my locks, but you're still living in a secret velvet box. It's a glitch in the system, it's a chemical flaw, that I'm still reaching for a hand that you chose to withdraw. Yeah, my pride is screaming, but my heart is through. God, I hate that I still love you. It's an involuntary reflex, like a blink or a breath, a little piece of me that's fighting off a quiet death. I wanna be indifferent, I wanna be cold, but I'm still holding on to a story that's already been told. I hate that I still love you. I hate the way it feels like a ghost is at the table during all my meals. I've burned the photographs and I've changed my locks, but you're still living in a secret velvet box. It's a glitch in the system, it's a chemical flaw, that I'm still reaching for a hand that you chose to withdraw. Yeah, my pride is screaming, but my heart is through. God, I hate that I still love you. The ink was wet on the warning label, but I was busy staring across the table at the way you laughed when you told a lie, like a summer storm in a clear blue sky. Your sister hinted and your best friend knew the red flags flying in the rear view, but I had my high beams on too bright, blinded by the neon of a Saturday night. Oh, I should've read the signs, should've seen the flares, should've noticed the way you avoided my stares. They were written in neon, they were carved in stone, but I was too busy not wanting to be alone. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of a told you so, watching the embers of the bridge start to glow. Yeah, the writing was there in the boldest lines. God, I really should've read the signs. You kept your phone face down on the nightstand, a work trip planned to a different time zone's land. And there was a perfume I didn't recognize, and the way you couldn't look me in the eyes. I played the fool like it was a Broadway part, with a heavy curtain and a breaking heart. I ignored the silence and I skipped the fine print. Now I'm paying for the love that I only ever lent. Oh, I should've read the signs, should've seen the flares, should've noticed the way you avoided my stares. They were written in neon, they were carved in stone, but I was too busy not wanting to be alone. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of a told you so, watching the embers of the bridge start to glow. Yeah, the writing was there in the boldest lines. God, I really should've read the signs. They say love is blind, but I think it's just illiterate, choosing the parts of the truth to consider it. I saw the danger thin ice posted at the gate, but I put on my skates and I left it to fade. You're a habit I'm trying to break with a smile, walking the edge of a dangerous mile. The air gets heavy when you enter the room, like the sudden silence before a sonic boom. I know the warning, I've seen the debris of every heart you've ever set free. But you look at me once and the logic just fails, like a paper boat caught in a hurricane's gaze. Oh, the sparks fly, but they always burn. When will the sparks fly and they're lovely to see, but they're leaving a permanent mark on me. We're dancing in the kitchen in the middle of the night. Everything feels perfectly dangerously right, but there's a smell of smoke in the threads of my hair, and a localized heat in the way that you stare. One touch and I'm glowing, one word and I'm gone, but I know how I'll feel in the light of the dawn, sifting through ashes and nursing the sting of the temporary joy that your fire can bring. Oh, the sparks fly, but they always burn. When will I ever learn? It's a beautiful light, a blinding display, before everything turns into charcoal and gray. You're the match in the dark, the heat in the cold, a story of fire that's already been told. Yeah, the sparks fly and they're lovely to see, but they're leaving a permanent mark on me. It's a chemical reaction I can't quite explain, the pleasure of the heat and the promise of the pain. I'm a moth to the neon, a fool for the glow, watching the pyre start to grow, grow, grow. Saw your car turn the corner of 4th and Main, the same dent in the bumper, the same license plate. And for a second, the years just dissolved like rain. I almost called out, but I was a second too late. It's funny how the city feels small tonight, like a stage set for a play we already read. You're a ghost in the glow of the yellow street light, doing exactly what I knew you can. You're the one who got away, then came back for a drink, the one who left a mess in the kitchen sink, the high-speed chase that ends in a stall, the beautiful rise before the inevitable fall. Yeah, you're the lesson I didn't learn the first time, the silver tongue and the perfect crime, looking at the door, watching the lights turn gray. Here's to the one who got away again. We had that dinner, said we'd just be friends, keep it light, keep it cool, keep the memories at bay. But we both know how the story usually ends, when you look at me in that specific way. You told me you changed, that the timing was right, and I wanted to believe every word that you said, but you slipped through my fingers by the end of the night, leaving nothing but a cold spot on your side of the bed. You're the one who got away, then came back for a drink, the one who left a mess in the kitchen sink, the high-speed chase that ends in a stall, the beautiful rise before the inevitable fall. Yeah, you're the lesson I didn't learn the first time, the silver tongue and the perfect crime, looking at the door, watching the lights turn gray. Here's to the one who got away again. Fool me once, shame on you, or so they say. Fool me twice, and I'm the one who paved the way. I built the bridge just so you could walk across, and I'm the one left counting up the loss. It's a rhythmic cycle, a recurring dream, a little less tragic than it used to seem. You're humming a tune that I used to know, but the rhythm is off and the tempo is slow. I'm checking the pulse of the room, of the air, but I'm grasping at shadows that aren't even there. We're passing the salt, we're sharing the bed, but there's 1,000 miles of the things left unsaid. Your eyes are like windows with the shutters pulled tight, and I'm just a stranger passing through in the night. You're losing me quietly, inch by slow inch, like a knot in a rope that's starting to flinch. No screaming, no crying, no slamming the doors, just a steady retreat from these familiar shores. The static is rising, the signal is low. I'm watching the fire turn to embers and go, yeah, it's a silent departure, a long distance plea. Oh, quietly, you're losing me. Oh, I'm over-explaining the day that I had, just to fill up the silence, to keep from feeling sad. But you're nodding along with the ghost of a smile, while your heart's been packed up for a country mile. It's the way that you linger, a second too short, when I reach for your hand for some kind of support. It's the I love you too that sounds like a chore, like a script that you've read 100 times before. You're losing me quietly, inch by slow inch, like a knot in a rope that's starting to flinch. No screaming, no crying, no slamming of doors, just a steady retreat from these familiar shores. The static is rising, the signal is low. I'm watching the fire turn to embers and go, yeah, it's a silent departure, a long distance plea. Oh, quietly, you're losing me. A canyon, the bridge is a thread, and I'm mourning a love that isn't quite dead yet. Used to check the mirror and wish it wasn't there, a jagged little map of a night of deep despair. I wore it like a secret, buried under sleeves, like the heavy bitter fruit of the things a heart believes. But the skin grew back much tougher than it ever was before, a shield I didn't know I needed till you walked out of the door. Now the jagged line is silver and the stinging's finally gone, and I'm standing in the middle of a brand new kind of dawn. So thank you for this car, the one that broke the skin, the way you let the cold and the winter light crawl in. It's a permanent reminder of the war I finally won, of the moment that I realized that you and I were done. It's a badge of heavy honor, it's a story I can tell of how I found my heaven after walking through your hell. Yeah, the healing left a mark, and I'm proud of every bar. So baby, thank you for the scar. You probably think I'm bitter or I'm dwelling on the blow, but you're just a fading footnote in a life you'll never know. That mark upon my shoulder, it's a lesson in the flesh, a reminder not to let the old wounds open up afresh. It taught me how your I'm sorry. I don't need your late night call, because the beauty's in the mending, not the breaking or the fall. So thank you for the scar, the one that broke the skin, the way you let the cold and the winter light crawl in. It's a permanent reminder of the war I finally won, of the moment that I realized that you and I were done. It's a badge of heavy honor, it's a story I can tell of how I found my heaven after walking through your hell. Yeah, the healing left a mark, and I'm proud of every bar. So baby, thank you for the scar. Without the cut, there's no repair. Without the ghost, I wouldn't care to see the strength I'm holding now. I'm taking one last final bow. The music swells, heavy drums, soaring electric guitar. We were shadows on a small town street, sneaking glances where the porch lights meet. Yeah, and brushed mine like a secret flame, and suddenly nothing felt the same. Mama said don't lose your head, but my heart was racing when my mind misread. Every whisper felt like fate, like the stars that opened up the gate. Meet me where the moonlight starts, where the world can't pull us apart. Oh my love, run to me through the dark, through destiny, climb the night. Don't let go, say you'll never say goodbye. Stand with me beneath this sky, kiss me like we're writing history. Oh, we were young but we were sure, every scar just made us more. Your name written in my dreams, brighter than the silver streams. They can talk, they can doubt, but they don't know what we found. In the silence, in the spark, we built a fire inside the dark. If the world says wait your turn, we'll be the flame they'll never burn. Take my hand, we'll make our stand. Two hearts, one reckless plan. Oh my love, run to me through the dark, through destiny, promise me it's you and I. No more tears, no more disguise. Underneath these fearless skies, we'll be our own love story. We'll be our love story. Oh my love, run to me through the dark, through destiny, promise me it's you and I. No more tears, no more disguise. Underneath these fearless skies, we'll be our own love story. I talk too loud in quiet rooms, make a joke when it's too soon. Smile like I got it handled, while my thoughts are vandal. Every mirror tells the truth, and then goals I can't unsee. I'm the hero of my own disaster and the villain of my dream. I sabotage the good things before they get too real, building up a castle just to test how it feels to kneel. It's me, I know I'm the problem in the frame, painting perfect pictures and setting them aflame. I say I want forever, then I flinch at the spark. I'm scared of the spotlight, but I'm terrified of the dark. If you're looking for a savior, you might wanna let me go. I'm my own worst enemy, and I put on quite a show. I rehearse imaginary fights, win them every time, but lose the ones that matter, cause I cross too many lines. It's me, I know, I'm the crack inside the glass, smiling for the camera while I'm breaking in the past. I want somebody honest, but I hide when they get close. I build a wall of glitter just to guard the ghost. What if I'm the reason every door slams shut? What if I'm the architect of every almost love? I laugh it off in daylight, cry about it late, overthinking every silence like it seals my fate. Yeah, it's me, I know, I'm the echo in my head, turning tiny doubts into monsters under beds. I'm working on the healing, but it's slow and it's unclear. If you stay, I'll try to face instead of running from my fear. I'm not a perfect picture, I'm a mess in stereo, learning how to love myself before I let you I remember the cold on your jacket sleeve, the way you held the door for me. Street lights flickered on your smile like they knew we'd only last a while. You gave me warmth I didn't earn, but I was too young to learn how to hold a steady flame without running from the rain. And now the leaves have all fallen down, and your footsteps don't make a sound. If I could find December, I'd rewrite every word, take back the goodbye you never deserved. I'd hold you closer instead of pushing you away. If I could find December, I'd beg you to stay. You stood outside my father's house, nervous hands in your coat. I was drifting somewhere else while you were building us a home. You were steady as the snow, soft enough to let me go, and I let you slip through my hands like winter through the sand. Now your name feels like a song I should have been singing all along. If I could find December, I'd undo all my pride, turn around that night, run back to your side. I'd say I'm sorry for every careless way. If I could find December, I'd beg you to stay. Do you ever think of me when the air turns sharp and clear? Do you feel what I feel when the last month of the year comes whispering your name through frozen window panes? If I could find December, I'd stand out in the snow, let the whole world see what I should have let you know, that you were the best thing I was too afraid to claim. If I could find December, I'd never walk away There's a dent in the fender of that 98 Chevy, and the humidity tonight is feeling heavy. We were 17, chasing down the county line with a map we didn't need and plenty of time. You were humming something soft, leaning on the door. I never knew what forever was for. for a tornado. Darling, I'm a headline. You're a story I can spin. If you want a happy ending, you should know the shape I'm in. So write your name in gold, baby. Sign it like you mean it. We can play pretend forever till the truth comes screaming. Love you on a Monday, leave you by the weekend. If you want a wild ride, boy, I'm your best decision. Got a heart that's high design and a touch that's cold as ice. If you're looking for a dream girl, I can be her for the night. Silk sheets and a flashing smile. We're dramatic in denial. You say I'm sweet, then call me crazy. Funny how you still amaze me. Whisper promises in the dark. Strike a match and watch the spark. You love the thrill of almost falling. I love the sound of curtains calling. We're a perfect disaster with a camera-ready kiss. You want forever after, I just want the twist. So write your name in gold, baby. Etch it in the skyline. We'll be burning up the rumors one more time, one more time. Love you like a daydream, drop you like a mic if you're ready for the chaos, boy. Just roll the dice, I can be your heaven. I can be your curse, we'll look so good together till it all gets worse. You'll say I'm unforgettable, I'll say you were fun. Another chapter closed before it's even begun. So write your name in gold, baby. Right across my heart, we'll make it look like magic till it falls apart. If you want a masterpiece or a beautiful mistake, tell me how you want it, and I'll give you what you take. I left my scarf in your backseat next to the coffee cups and old receipts. Autumn burning gold on the trees. You said forever so easily. Your sister laughed in the kitchen light. I was dancing in your oversized white t-shirt falling on my shoulder. We were reckless, we were younger. You held my face like porcelain, like I was something you could keep. But love isn't a photograph, it doesn't stay where you leave it. And I remember it in color, every crack inside the frame. The way you said you loved me, like it was a simple thing to say. We were fire in the fall air, burning bright and burning fast. You said it would be always, but always didn't last, yeah. Long drives past the county line, windows down, your hand in mine. You told me I was different then. Now you say we're just good friends. You kept the records, kept the keys, kept the silence after me. I kept the echoes of your voice and all the ways I had no choice. You swore that we were solid like the earth beneath our feet. But even mountains crumble when promises retreat. And I remember it in color, the night it all went gray. You standing in the doorway with nothing left to say. We were thunder in December, breaking what we had. You said it would be always, but always turn to have. Maybe we were too much, maybe we were too real. Maybe you just loved the idea more than how it feels. And I replay it like a movie, every line I should have yelled. 'Cause you might forget the details, but I remember it too well. Yeah, I remember it in color, the gold, the blue, the red. The way you traced the future across the words we said. You were everything I held on to, till there was nothing left to tell. You might say it barely mattered, but I remember it too well. I remember it too well. days glitter in the rain. You built your throne from my silence. Thought I'd never speak again. You twisted truth like a ribbon, wrapped it tight around my name. But every whisper you're selling only feeds the flame. You draw your lines in the sand, thinking I won't cross them. But I've been quiet long enough, now watch what happens. Oh, you lit the match, now watch me rise again. From the smoke of every word you said. You thought I'd break, you thought I'd bend, but I don't lose, I just transcend. You wanted fire, I'll give you flame. Don't act surprised when I change. You wrote the script, you played the fool. Now watch me break your golden rules. I see you talking in circles, spinning stories for the crowd, but karma keeps perfect timing, and she doesn't speak out loud. You love a villain in velvet till she learns to own the night. You built a cage from your ego, now I hold the light. You try to bury my spark under your spotlight, but diamonds only form under pressure and a fight. Oh, you lit the match, now watch me rise again. From the ashes of the lies you spread. You thought I'd drown in what you made, but I came back sharper than your blade. You wanted drama, here's the show. Curtain up, now feel the glow. You pulled the strings, you played it cool. Now watch me break your golden rules. The old me's gone, she took the blame. The new me doesn't play that game. I keep my crown, I keep my cool. I don't get even, I refuel. Yeah, you lit the match, now watch me rise again. Stronger than I've ever been. You try to write me out the scene, but I step back in unseen. You made your move, you made it loud. Now I'm the thunder in the crowd. You wanted power, you wanted proof. Look what you made me do. Stay with me, my love. We could leave the Christmas lights up until the springtime air. Let the neighbors talk all night, we won't even care. Barefoot dancing in the hall, kitchen humming low. You spin me like I'm weightless in the afterglow. Every scar, every part, you've memorized my heart. Stay with me, my love, through every quiet year. I'll keep you safe and close, right here. Take my hand, don't let it go. Where you are is home. If the world turns wild outside, we'll build our own. Stay with me, my love. Sunday mornings, coffee steam, curtains painted gold. Your laughter in the doorway, never getting old. We carve our names in ordinary days, turn simple into art. You kiss my shoulder softly like it's just the start. No grand parade, no flashing lights, just you and me in candlelight. Stay with me, my love, through every borrowed dream. I'll trace forever gently in between. All the chaos, all the noise fades when you are near. In this little universe, it's crystal clear. Stay with me, my love. And when we're gray and through every fragile dawn. Even when the music fades, we'll dance on. Every season, every sky, every high and low, I choose you over and over, more than you'll ever know. Stay with me, my love. You're on the phone, pacing your room. She's got you tangled up again. I'm on the floor with your old guitar, tracing chords we used to play back then. You say she doesn't understand the way you laugh at midnight shows, but I do, yeah, I always have. Guess that's just the way it goes. I know your coffee order, your favorite worn out shoes, the way you overthink it when you got nothing left to lose. Why can't you see I'm right here all along, standing in your driveway, singing your song? She's looking at your spotlight, I'm looking at your heart. If you just turn around, you'd see we're not that far apart. You've been searching everywhere for someone who feels like home. Baby, what you're looking for has been right here all along. She wears glitter, I wear sneakers. You chase fireworks in the sky, but when the lights fade out at 2 a.m., I'm the one who hears you sigh. You say you want somebody who knows you inside out. I've been keeping all your secrets while you keep having doubts. You laugh at all my bad jokes, you steal my hoodie too. Tell me why it's so hard to see what's always been true. Why can't you see I'm right here all along, standing in your shadow, keeping you strong? She's dancing in the bleachers, I'm sitting by your side. If you just open your eyes, you'd see there's nothing left to hide. You don't need a spotlight glare or a love that overthrows. Baby, what you're looking for has been right here all along. Baby, what you're looking for. Maybe one day you'll wake up and the quiet will make you see the girl who knew your favorite song was the one you need. So turn around, I'm right here all along. No more waiting, no more wrong. You don't have to look so far, wish upon a star, 'cause everything you've dreamed about is closer than you know. Baby, what you're looking for has been right. Baby, what you're looking for has been right here all along. You found me folded on the back of a chair, dust in the sunlight, nobody there. Small town summers fading new gray. You said my name like you meant to stay. Bare feet on a wooden porch, fireflies caught in a mason jar torch. We were young enough to believe nothing good would ever leave. You traced constellations on my skin, like you knew where I had been. When I felt forgotten, like a photograph in a drawer, you pulled me close and said I was worth fighting for. In the cold of growing older, when the world got hard and far, you wore me like an old sweater and told me like an old sweater and told me I was your favorite scar. September slipped through your hands like river water over sand. We were dancing on borrowed time, sweet and reckless in our prime. You said love was a fragile thread, easy to lose, hard to mend, but you held it tight that night underneath the stadium lights. I remember how you held me like I was made of gold.